Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on what time zone you're in or what time you're watching this video. We are back with our first new drop since I've been back. So that's pretty awesome. And we are back with Knox, which is a little different. We've obviously explored Knox's diss track, but he did release a song called Love is Blind. And I was really curious. I listened to it once when I was kind of on vacation just to hear what it sounded like. But as soon as I heard it, I was like, this kind of feels like it's in need of a lyrical analysis because Knox has got bars, literally and figuratively. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. Love you all. Hope you're having an awesome time. Let's see what Knox has got. Before we do start, obviously the lighting is different. I'm trying something a little different. To improve the visual quality, we're going to need to add more light. If you guys prefer the red light, which honestly, like, it's red, so I love red. We can go back to that, but let me know what you think. Do you like this quality, or do you prefer going back to the red lighting? Who knows? Ooh, I love the sound of the drink being poured.
Give it time.
That's cool.
Somebody cook it up, you're having an existential crisis on an island full of Tylenol. I'm floated in the highlands of Orion's halls. Too many bars, I'm a fucking alcoholic, peeling out like the walls of my apartment, paint falling.
Yo, he did such a good job of kind of painting a situation, you know what I mean? Using words that don't necessarily perfectly equate to how you would describe a situation, but he says, like, right at the gate, give it time. And you can, this is something that everyone who makes anything, like especially art, knows that you need to give it time, let it breathe, which also caters to like alcohol because you need to give it time to breathe. Damn, I didn't even like, so it's actually, he double layered it. So it's like, give it time as like, give yourself some time to grow, but also give it time, like give the alcohol some time to breathe, which we just started talking about. Too many bars, which is related to alcoholics, but also too many bars related to how his music is just too much. He has too much in his mind. And then on top of that, you get this having an existential crisis on an island full of Tylenol. And think about what Tylenol is used for. It's used to numb pain, right? So it kind of gives you the sense that his life wasn't in a great spot when he started this whole process, right? When he started kind of rapping. And that's what we're getting here. So he's floating in the islands of Orion's halls. And I'm assuming he means Orion, like the constellation, which is actually a hunter. And I really like that because Knox is hunting for the right track or the right feeling or the right music to kind of make himself feel right. And on top of that, the right moment to kind of gain an opportunity. So it's kind of, you're getting a lot of different ideas of what's going on in Knox's head right out the gate. And then the last thing he says is peeling out like the walls on my apartment, but it's also like pilling out where you're taking too many pills, which is the Tylenol, but it also could be a bunch of other things that you're using to kind of isolate yourself and float out in the highlands of Orion. And on top of that, you're saying peeling out like the paint is coming off, which tells you what his apartment situation is because it's not stellar at this moment. And on top of that, it's peeling out like you're taking the paint off yourself because you're understanding that this person you're trying to paint yourself as is not who you need to be to create this music. You need to be yourself. And so you're starting to peel off that paint. And then the other layer is you're kind of toppling over like paint coming off a wall. You're kind of falling forward, and we get a shot of that as he's walking through. Yo, this is fire, man. Like, Knox, dude, good stuff.
Paint falling. Fast forward, I got my shit together now. I think got that Charmin to apply it to my life. It's time to settle down. You think? Fuck the.
Ooh, I love that he says I think, and he says you think. It's almost like he's still got that lack of confidence at this point, right? It's like now he started off saying, yeah, I think I got it. Wait, do I got it? Do you think I got it? And so now he's kind of questioning himself, which is still that, it tells you that he's not quite in his like kill mode yet. And I really like that. And then we get that fast forward, like you've got your stuff together, I think, right? Like even when we think we're in the best moment of our life, sometimes we're not even sure because we're not sure if we're doing it right. You're never really quite sure until it's over. You know what I mean? It's always like everything like that. It's like retrospect. But then we get that like Charmin 2-ply, right? So I really like that we get that because it's Charmin, like being a charming individual, and Charmin like the toilet paper, which also caters to how much substance he has. Like instead of having the 1-ply, it's now 2-ply. He's got layers to his tracks, and that's kind of what he's saying through saying Charmin 2-ply. But then also he's saying I'm using that and applying it to my life. So the stuff that I'm putting down on tracks, this layered bars, I'm actually applying it to my life now. And that's where I'm starting to see that change. I really, really like that. And then he says it's time to settle down. You think maybe I should back out? Do you think I should back out? Should I kind of stop going for it? And you can see that sense of self-doubt. Dope, dude, dope.
Oh, you think? Fuck the pigs, eating braised pork belly, sipping wine I can't afford. Wait, my hand can bring me more. I guess I'm washing dishes later. This crown royal got me feeling like a king slayer. My corpse rise, I've been in gentrified hell. Just a blue-eyed white walker wandering these winterfells. Can you tell?
God damn.
Fuck these poses and these tellers. Only ever wanna rap for funds. I package you in an array hat because you cap with guns. You really snapping, huh?
Did he used to work as like a bank teller? Because if he did, this is such a fire way to put this together. I like that it starts off with like, screw the pigs eating braised pork, and it's almost like he's talking about what he wants, but he's singing in other people that are kind of at this level that he's trying to achieve. And he says, I can't afford it, but I still want it. So I raise my hand and wave something, give me more. You know what I mean? But you got to also remember that this is also, he's talking about his bars, he's talking about his music. So he's saying, seeing everyone else kind of reach this level, he wants that too. And so he keeps looking around being like, yeah, hit me with more. And so he's still chasing it. You know what I mean? Chasing that feeling of ascension in music. And I love how he does that. But then he also says, even in that moment where he's trying to act like he has already made it, he's not. He knows he's not. So he's preparing to wash the dishes after, because in his mind, he's still aware of the state of things. That's such a wicked way of saying that. And then the Crown Royal got me feeling like a Kingslayer. And then we go into like the bars of Game of Thrones, like Kingslayer, because he's a Crown Royal, but he's the one who wants to kill the king, who is at the top of the rap game. And so that's why he's calling himself the Kingslayer while drinking Crown Royal. That's so dope. And then on top of that, he says, I feel my corpse rise in a gentrified hell, because he's in this place where there is gentrification happening, and he's looking around. He's like, I don't feel like I fit in quite here. This doesn't feel like where I belong. And so he's looking around at all these people. And if he is someone that worked as like a bank teller or someone in banks, he's actually giving us his story here. He's seeing a bunch of people, these tellers who are posers. They just act like they are this big shot who, like, there's no substance to them. And so he's surrounded by all these people, and he feels like he's dead inside. And that's why he feels like a White Walker, because White Walkers are already dead. They're just being controlled by the Night King, and he wants to become king. Oh my God, there's so many layers to this, Knox. Jesus Christ, relax. So I can't even get them all out. But then on top of that, he even comments on the fact that he fits in with those people on the exterior, because he is kind of like a quote unquote White Walker with blue eyes. But he doesn't feel that way inside, and so he feels that dissonance. So he says that even though on the outside we match what you're saying, the way you're talking, the way you're capping, that doesn't fit with me. And so I don't feel like we belong in the same kind of sphere, right? We're different. And he knew he was different. And that's kind of what pushed him his whole life. And that's why he's still giving it time. And he's saying, because you cap with guns, because some people maybe even talking about in the rap game, like they shoot when there's problems, right? Instead of talking it out. And he's like, to him, he's like, yeah, you're really snapping, huh? Like, oh yeah, that's sick. But it's not really. You just think you're tough. You're not actually tough. You're putting on a front. Like, if you were so tough, you should be able to discuss exactly where you're coming from. Shooting means that you don't know how to actually discuss the problems, and so you're just going off and using violence. And that's not who Knox is. That's not what Knox is about, right? I love that. Knox is about using your mind and using your intellect and using your words to create change. Fire, man. Holy smokes. Okay. I think we can move forward from there, but this is crazy. I also like this is all one shot. So dope.
Yeah.
T-Rex.
Love is blind, huh?
What is this?
Gotta feel it. Love is blind, huh?
Oh.
Gotta feel it. Love is blind, gotta feel it.
Interesting. I wonder if because it's Love is Blind, right? And this whole thing is almost like an homage to his music and his come up. And so to him, even though like the love that he has is for this monster, right? This T-Rex, this dinosaur that might eat him alive, he still loves it because it's what makes him feel whole. And that's what music is to Knox. And that's why we see him in the elevator now. But he went down, didn't he? Which probably is like not the feeling that he wants. And that's just the situation he's in. Bro, that's fire. Okay.
Killed my first buck when I was 12, though it pained me. It guaranteed my aim, see? I turned 20 when I realized that even Sean Taylor can't guarantee your safety. So tread
Yo, hang on. Oh, sorry, I didn't let him finish the bar. Hang on.
your safety. So tread safely. That was a
Yo, okay. I don't watch a lot of sports, but I remember back in, like, I think it was high school when I heard about Sean Taylor, which is an individual who, like, in his own home, there was a burglary that happened, and it was like he got shot and killed during the burglary, and like it was a terrible moment. He played safety, and which is why he says, like, back then, even realizing that someone like him, even he's not safe, and that person's already reached one of the pinnacles of the game. So he's starting to understand that even if he gets to that point where he's like a king, that there's still trouble ahead. I really liked how he says that. And something else is like, killed my first buck. I'm pretty sure buck is used for drinks that have like ginger ale in them. And like, so that's perfect because he says when I was 12. And so it's like ginger ale when you were 12, it's still ale, but it's ginger. It's not like actual alcohol. And so even when he was 12, he was still thinking about the bars, even though it wasn't legally appropriate. I love how he uses that. That's so dope. But then he even says he kills my first buck. So he wrote down his first song when he was 12. Because remember, every kind of reference we have to alcohol here now is actually almost a reference to his music. And so he killed his first buck when he was 12. So he wrote his first kind of rap when he was 12, even though it pained him. It guaranteed his aim because he realized what it was he was aiming for and what he wanted to go for. Not only in the scope of going for music, but understanding what the issues at hand that he's most kind of invested in are, and finding within himself what topics he wants to explore. That's fire. That's such a good way to word that. Holy smokes.
So tread safely. That was a heavy one to start, like my McAllen 15. I keep it neat, I'm writing 16's a quick squeeze. Better shape.
I keep it clean because if you're keeping alcohol clean, you're not putting ice in it. It's just basically the alcohol straight. And so he doesn't want to water it down, just like his bars. Like he's not trying to add this stuff that's going to just, inflate it with like non-valuable content. He wants to make everything in there a straight shot of whatever it is. That's fire. Holy smokes. And then he says like a Macallan 15, that's like a pretty expensive alcohol, if I'm not mistaken. Again, I don't know too much about alcohol, but I think that's one of the more expensive ones. But then also using the numbers 15 to symbolize, I'm assuming, kind of his first, another one of his eras around the age of 15. And then later saying, I keep it neat, writing 16s. 16s is also bars, right? It's like 4x4 bars. But on top of that, he's saying I'm keeping it neat because it's neat. It's clean. There's no water added to deflate the value of his bars. He's not watering it down. He's keeping it neat. Yo, that's so sick. Oh my god, I really like that. And then a quick squeeze, like a squeeze of lemon or lime that you're adding, or like even a squeeze of the pen. Bars, man. Bars.
Better shape, so I'm good. If you say I'm chasing cloud, I'ma get it even with an epidemic all around. You get it? Round? Epidemic? More sucrose in my drink, please. Give me some more.
Dude, I love that. And like it's all around us. I'm assuming is kind of where he's going with that, but then also epidemic, because that's when COVID kind of hit. And that's when honestly people started to notice Knox more, because like content blew up in that time, and he was definitely one of those people. And he even says like, I keep in shape. So if you say I'm chasing clout, I'm good with that, because I'm not. I know I'm not. Right. But then also he says like people are saying like he's chasing it around. I wonder if that's kind of where the round leans into. But I really like that. He says like, you can say whatever you want. I don't care. I know I know who I am. I know what I'm about. And that's almost like a different level of confidence than we saw in the first verse. That's super cool. I really like that. And then more sucrose in my drink. So like more sugar in my drink, please. It's almost like he's saying he wants it to be sweeter because life has just been so hard and so tough that he almost wants it to be a little sweeter. Okay.
My drink, please. Give
Sorry.
me some more sugar for the squeeze. I managed
and then give me more sugar with the squeeze.
And know I'm dope, developed real habits.
Oh, yo, I manage mics like I'm Phil Jackson, because he manages mics like a rapper, but Mike's like Michael Jordan, who I think Phil Jackson was coach. I'm pretty sure that's that picture, like the iconic where he's being coached picture, like Michael Jordan. And that's who Phil Jackson is. So he's that level of control, of knowing how to raise his own self to the level of Michael Jordan. Yo, that's fire. And he says, yeah, give me more sugar for the squeeze, because he's tired of all the difficulties that he's facing. He wants it to be a little bit sweeter. And he says he knows he's dope, because he knows he's really good at rap, but also he knows he's kind of dope like drugs, because he knows he's got some things that he's working through in this moment. But his addiction is to bars, and oh, that's so fire. I love that.
I'm dope, developed real habits. Rap's my meal ticket. Wait till I ticket meals. Twisted in these killing fields. Victims of these wicked deals. Slipping, they gon' give you pills. I run, but they give me steel. Mass graves for this mass appeal.
Damn. And then a shout out to anyone that's kind of going through the same thing, where it's like rap is kind of your way out of whatever situation you're in, both mentally and hopefully financially for a lot of people, where you're stuck in these moments where you don't even have enough money to buy a meal. And so you want the rap game to be your meal ticket, because that's the way that you're going to get to wherever you want to be. And rap is also like your sustenance. It's your food. It's what you're looking for to survive, both through like kind of like the metaphysical of it, like your eternal artistry survives, but also because you're using it to survive literally, where you need it to stay alive. God damn. And then he even says, like, he even brings up like the drug problem in a way here, saying that like, yeah, there are people out there that get addicted to this, but it's not just this. It's not the drug problem only. It's also the idea of chasing the dream of becoming a musician, becoming a rapper, right? So he says, and then he says mass graves for this mass appeal, because yeah, the game has a big appeal to it. Many people want to be a part of it, but it leaves a lot of graves along the way, and that's the part that people don't see, and that's what he's trying to show us here. And that's why he says love is blind, right? Like, it's because like he didn't know about all these issues when he got into the game, but as you become more a part of it, you slowly start to see more and more problems and situations that make you like, oh man, this is not as nice as I thought it was. But even still, you continue through the game because you want to make it to the end, because love is blind. God damn, Knox, that's fire.
Raised for this mass appeal.
Ooh.
Love is blind, huh?
And then he's going on a date, but it's almost like he brought a flower and he puts the hat on the other side, because the music is who he's dating, right? Or who he's with, and the music is what's represented by his hat, because that's his artistry, and so that's who's such a great visualization. And then we've got like the water. Is that water with like in like a wine glass, but also the candle? Oh my god, I love this. This is so good.
You gotta feel it. Love is blind, huh?
Dope.
Gotta feel it. You gotta feel this. Excuse me. Can I get another one? Thank you.
Oh, bro, what a good shot to end. Oh, that's fire. And so he says, can I get another one? Like another drink. But remember, his drinks are his music. He just wants to put out another bar as soon as this one's over, which tells you how much he loves it. And then on top of that, he's setting the table, right? He's setting it because he knows it's his time. And then he watches the candle, like watching it burn, because it's like watching his passion come to life, a light in this moment. And that's the passion of love between him and music that we see. Music is across the table. Bro, that is so good. I love the just the visual representation and the lyrical genius on this. Fantastic. Well done, Knox. Man, this is the one thing, like, anyone who watches Knox's reactions, we know he's very talented. Like, we know he's capable of breaking down a bar, like, with so much ease and precision and accuracy. But you know, like, you don't realize quite how like where that all comes from. And I love that we kind of get an idea now that it's like, yeah, there's a reason Knox knows how to do that. It's because he can do it himself. You know what I mean? Like, he's got bars too. He's very talented in rap, and he's showing us here. But he's also showing us just how much he loves rap. Because yeah, love is blind. No matter how much shit it gives him, no matter how much stuff he's going through, no matter how many problems he has, like, from rap, he still loves it. Because music is what drives him. It's where he finds his livelihood. And I don't mean livelihood like money. I mean livelihood like your joy. It's where he gets his sustenance, where he gets his appreciation of life. And that's why, no matter how bad it is to him, he still loves it. Dude, this is a fire track. I am so impressed. I want to check out Kill Shot by Knox too, because I know I missed some of the diss tracks, and that's one of them. So that's definitely on the list. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure to please comment, like, subscribe. Love hearing from you guys. I hope that your week is better than your day, your month is better than your week, and your year is better than your month. Love you all, and I will see you on the next one.